Welcome back to Got the Morbs, an oddcast with Beth
and Aaron.
And Ken.
This week, Aaron has a story for us. Didn't you say this was local?
This is an Ohio case.
Okay.
But before we begin that, you and I found out some info that we should lay on Ken, and it is a bummer. It is going to ruin your day.
What?
Remember I told you when I saw you at the pool party?
Oh.
We got an update for you, and you're not going to like it.
You said you had an update on like something we
case
previously
that we
talked about? I'm not going to like it.
Yeah. Let's set the scene. So Beth and I are out at a bar, which is funny because we don't go to bars. We were DJing, but we were sitting at the bar beforehand, and we were telling a friend about our podcast, and we said this last one has a mystery bacon component to it, and we started talking about it a little bit. And then this girl that was sitting across from us overheard and was like, I know exactly what case you're talking about.
What? Really? At a random bar? Someone?
Yes. And she's like, it's an older case, right? And I was like, yeah, 1912. And she's like, that's the one where they suspected that the bacon was used in the sexual assault, right?
Excuse me?
And I was like, I did not find that.
Oh, we were yucking it up about it.
Exactly.
Now we're going to be yucking it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
And then, funny enough, the guy sitting next to her who didn't even come with her was like, you know, I'm a former butcher, and that could very well be true because letting bacon sit out at room temperature, if there's any kind of friction with the fat of the bacon, it could be used as a lubricant.
Oh, no. What?
Yeah. Yeah. So then after this, I looked into it a little bit, and it's not like it's the theory or anything, but it is out there.
Okay.
And some people think, since there may have been evidence of the 11-year-old being assaulted, it could have been assisting him.
Gotcha.
Other people think he may have been pleasuring himself and using it for the same purpose.
The bacon?
In the presence of the girls. Yes.
Oh.
Either way, yeah, not funny anymore.
Should we
take that episode down?
Or at least because you can re-upload episodes.
No,
so should we like cut in and be like
that was proven.
No.
So,
but I feel like we maybe should like
I just remember saying on that episode, if you ever find out a reason for this on any other episode, I need an update. And so we felt like we should tell you an update.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not
I love that we heard it from some random strangers at the bar.
That is very weird that somebody overheard you talk about a case from 1912.
Two people.
So she said, well, he didn't know the case, but he did say he was going to follow us and listen. So
that's good.
Hopefully the former butcher is listening. Thank you for your tip.
Hey, former butcher, thank you.
And the experience of you being a former butcher. And the girl had said she saw this on a documentary. So, like I said, it's not proven, but
it is a theory that we didn't consider.
Then I also saw some things when I was trying to research that said that meat might be kept in like a closet, and that when this criminal was going around covering mirrors, maybe he took the bacon out to get to like blankets or whatever cloths he was using to cover the mirrors. So maybe it was just a total mistake that the bacon ended up there.
Oh, where do they keep their linens? Let me look in this. Bacon. What's this doing
There's a linen
here?
closet, the meat closet, and the coat closet.
You guys don't have a bacon closet? I keep all of my.
I was hoping not to talk about bacon again.
Oh yeah, I think I'm done talking about bacon for a while. Yeah, after hearing about that.
Disturbing update.
Ugh.
Should I read our newest recommendation?
You could. We got a nice review.
We did. From my old coworker, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
She says, after listening to the first 8 eps of Got the Morbs, I'm here to report that it's my new favorite podcast, Oddcast. It covers all the things that can give you that morby feeling. Supernatural activity, death, true crime, and even farts.
And bacon.
Hosted by Beth, Aaron, and Ken. He's there too. This podcast covers topics that are typically avoided in conversation and usually not done in such an easy and engaging manner in other podcasts I've listened to. The hosts navigate the topics with humor and wit and provide an extra bonus at the end of each broadcast, a personal touch which I really look forward to.
Aww.
Oh.
What sets this podcast apart, in my opinion, is its ability to blend morbid stuff and lighthearted fun with great natural commentary. The hosts have a knack for balancing engaging stories with insightful discussions and opinions, and they are just hilarious. The chemistry among the hosts is for real. Their banter feels authentic, making listeners feel like they're part of the conversation. They're not afraid to share their quirks and vulnerabilities. They're almost as juvenile as I am when it comes to humor, which invites an open and relatable atmosphere. Overall, Got the Morbs is a great podcast that offers a unique listening experience. The pace is perfect. Episodes feel neither rushed nor drawn out. It's perfect for anyone looking to explore unusual topics while enjoying a good laugh. Whether you're a casual listener or a dedicated fan of unconventional podcasts, this show is worth a listen. Be ready to love it. My personal faves so far are episodes 1, 3, 7, and 8. Thank you, Patty.
That is the nicest.
Patty. Did she say almost as... How did she put it? Our humor is almost as immature as hers or something.
Yeah.
She said. Well, Patty, poop, fart, penis.
I said no poop this episode.
Oh, it's out of the way now. Sorry, Patty. Turn it off. There's no more
Can't
poop.
help yourself.
I can't.
If you think you can beat that, leave us a review. That was seriously the nicest. So
That was
professional
very nice to read. Thank you, Patty.
And as you were reading that, I just found a piece of mozzarella in my cleavage. I was in a rush to
you gonna eat it?
make it here. I'm not going to eat it, but
No,
you can
I don't
have it if you want.
No, it doesn't go well with coffee.
Let's get to this episode.
Okay, I'm
shall
excited.
we? All right. So we've got an Ohio case. This is a little more recent than things that we've been discussing lately. This is going to take us to November 10th in Howard, Ohio.
Oh, Howard.
Which is near Mount Vernon, which is near Columbus. Is that what
Yes.
you said?
Mhm.
Okay. So November 10th of 2010, Tina Herman does not show up to her job at the local Dairy Queen. And her boss, Valerie Haythorne, knows that something's up because Tina is responsible and she wouldn't just no call, no show. She calls Tina's house and she doesn't get any answer. And her first thought is that maybe there's a domestic situation going on because Tina is actually in the process of splitting with her boyfriend and moving out of his place. The boyfriend is interviewed, but he has an airtight alibi. After 24 hours with still no answer, Valerie, the boss, drives to Tina's house and she sees an open window. So she decides she's going to take a peek. She gets inside the house and she immediately knows that there's something wrong. The house is in disarray. There is broken furniture. There's blood and tissue in the bathtub and in the sinks. And then there's bloody drag marks and spatter marks.
Tissue
inside the
like
house.
bodily
Not
tissue?
Kleenex.
Or clean. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Ugh. What kind of? Ew.
You know how I bring the...
Was there any brain matter?
It probably was. No, actually, no.
Oh.
Because you'll hear. There was a mark on the shower curtain that actually showed that at one point the blood in the tub had been up to 2 inches.
What? Oh, she was in the bathtub?
No, there is just bloody marks.
Oh, bloody marks in the bathtub.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can see the line.
Like a
that
line,
is
like
up
a
to 2
watermark
inches
of blood.
Right.
Oh,
So even though there's all this chaos going on inside, there's no sign of 32-year-old Tina or of her 2 children, 11-year-old Cody and 13-year-old Sarah. So the police are called and they find an unknown car at their house. When they check the plates, they find out this belongs to 41-year-old Stephanie Sprang, who's a friend of Tina's and also a neighbor. And they would hang out together, and she was actually helping Tina pack to move out of her boyfriend's house. So they go over to her house and check, and there's no answer there either. While the police are combing the scene, they find some evidence in the garage. They find a receipt for Walmart for some tarps and some garbage bags. Which is always
classic
suspicious.
body scooping supplies.
Oh.
Tissue scooping.
So the police are trying to locate the family and the friend for 3 days, with hope dwindling as the hours pass, because you know what they say, the first 48.
Mm-hmm.
If the first 48 hours go by, there's a less and less of a chance of finding them alive. So they went to the local Walmart after they found that receipt, and they were able to review some security footage. And they did manage to match it to a suspect who bought those particular items. This gentleman was named Matthew Hoffman. He was 30 years old, and he lived less than a half a mile from the crime scene. His car was seen on the security footage outside of the Walmart, and the police used the database to search for the exact make and model. And when they pulled it up, there was a picture of Hoffman And amazingly, the photo that came up in the database showed him wearing the exact same shirt that he was wearing in the Walmart security footage.
Guy's got
Fatal mistake.
got one shirt.
Yeah. So on November 14th, which was 4 days after the family was discovered missing, the police raided Hoffman's house and they came upon a really bizarre scene. The living room was piled high with thousands of leaves on top of a tarp. Imagine just spreading out a blanket in your living room that covers like the whole floor.
He was just doing yard work.
And
then.
it's just piles of leaves. Their first thought is, did he hide bodies under these leaves? So
Wait,
they
this is
actually had to
indoors?
search. Yes. They had to search through the leaves in
That
his
just
living
makes
room.
me uncomfortable. Like a
Yeah.
tarp full of
it's
leaves
gonna get worse.
inside.
It's gonna get worse. So no, there's no bodies. He's just got piles. Some of the rooms, he doesn't have piles. I can't ever get through these. There's nothing wrong with his butt, guys. Can I go?
Yeah.
Is that what the garbage bags
go
are
ahead.
for? Or
I'm not going to tell you.
okay.
All right, but this is worse, Ken. Some of the rooms had plastic shopping bags stuffed with leaves stapled to the walls.
What the hell?
I will include a photo in the show notes or in, when we do our post. But it would cover the wall and it would just be like bag under bag under bag
Is
covering the entire wall.
later in these notes, is this explained?
A little. Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
cannot think of any
Yeah.
reason why there
Okay.
would be.
I'm glad.
Was he using the leaves for lubricant to pleasure himself?
No, we're not going to go there.
Because that's apparently where the bacon went.
If any butchers or what do you call a tree?
Landscaper or arborist,
What was my dad?
botanist. He was an arborist, probably. It was,
No.
I think, yeah, like
No. He was
tree guy, tree warden,
He was a horticulturist.
horticulturist. Gotcha.
Okay, so there's a picture of the bathroom and the walls are just covered in bags of leaves. The freezer, this is not related, but it's just a funny thing to include. The freezer only contained a couple of red popsicles and 2 dead squirrels. That's all.
One
That's it.
popsicle for each squirrel.
Yeah.
Um,
In the basement, they searched and found 13-year-old Sarah,
Oh.
bound and gagged, but alive,
Oh.
lying on a bed of leaves that was covered in blankets.
I mean, I don't
He
know why I
made-
just laughed like that. Because it's ridiculous.
He made her a comfy bed
Out of
out of leaves covered in blankets.
Okay.
So Hoffman was quickly taken into custody and Sarah was rescued. But
So
they
he was there.
he was there.
He was home.
But they still did not know where her mother, brother, and neighbor were. So Sarah had repeatedly been sexually assaulted over those 4 days and fed only cereal and spoiled milk. But in court, Hoffman would try to say that he treated her really nicely and he let her play video games and have hamburgers. I wonder if he offered her any red popsicles.
No, those are for the squirrels.
Yeah. So when he was in police custody, he was not quick to give up the location of the other family members or even say if they were alive still. He repeatedly said he didn't remember what happened and he had no idea why Sarah was in his house. He must have done something bad and he wasn't sure what.
Must have.
Yeah. People will think I'm a monster. I'm a monster if I've done what you say I've done, he told police. But after 4 days, Hoffman finally confessed to the whereabouts of the rest of the family. This is the explanation that he gave for what happened. He says he had been hiding in the woods near Tina's house and waiting for her to leave one day so that he could burglarize her house.
Mhm.
He actually camped in the woods that night, watching the house, waiting for her to leave. He likes the woods, so it's not a big deal.
Obviously, yes, he's bringing it into his home.
Yep. So he broke into her house and she came home unexpectedly and he attacked her. And while he was attacking her, her friend Stephanie came in the house. So then he had 2 of them to attack. Then, while he's attacking them, the 2 children came home from school.
How dare they?
He freaked out. He panicked and attacked everyone, stabbed Tina and Stephanie and Cody, 11 years old.
Oh.
And he took Sarah and bound her and gagged her. He tried to burn down the house, but then he decided he was just going to take everyone out of the house. And he also admitted he killed the family dog because he couldn't deal with the chaos and all of the barking that was going on while he was attacking everyone.
What kind of dog was it?
I'm not sure, but it did not live.
I don't know why I'm interested.
Yeah, you don't like dogs.
I just want to know what to picture. Because for Cody, I'm picturing Cody from Step by Step.
Okay.
It was probably like one of those show poodles with the big poofy legs.
I would assume it's something that could not defend the family because,
Show poodle.
show poodle.
Mm-hmm.
Shih Tzu.
Or that.
I'll put my money on a beagle. So he puts the dead bodies in the trunk of his car, and he takes Sarah, who's bound and gagged, and he places her on top of the dead bodies of her family. And she finds out later that she rode in his trunk on top of them. He goes back to his place. He leaves Sarah in the basement in her cozy little leaf bed, and he dismembers the bodies of her mother, brother, and neighbor. He takes the dismembered body parts, puts them in garbage bags, and he drives to Kokosing Lake Wildlife Area, which is also near Mount Vernon. And he throws the bags of dismembered body parts into the trunk of a hollowed tree using a rig and pulley system.
That's
What?
honestly, dude.
That is what I read.
Honestly, smart. No one's going to look in there.
Exactly. I could not picture this for the life of me when I first heard this case. I think I first heard it on a podcast. But then I saw a true crime show where they showed the tree.
Yeah. Like, is it like cut in half-ish and you have to like go up and in?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, hell yeah. I mean, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah, do it.
Hell yeah, man. No, it's like a wildlife area you said, so no one's going to go.
He has this obsession. He knew this tree was there. Harrowing. So when he finally confesses, he writes out a 10-page confession letter. He gives up the location of the tree with a hand-drawn map and with the promise that officers would not harm the tree. He does not care that he just killed 3 innocent people and a dog.
Man, what a fuckhead.
But he does not want the tree damaged.
Are you going to climb it and sit in there so that they can't cut it down
Sit
like
in there.
those?
Like those people that climb like the redwoods and they don't come down.
The activists.
Yeah.
He even requested before and after photos of the tree so that the investigators could prove they did not do any
Couldn't
damage.
they just send
to
them the
tree.
same picture?
Yes.
And say, here you go.
Yes. While the police were searching the area with cadaver dogs, the dogs weren't even able to pick up the scent because the tree trunk was so thick. So if they hadn't had his confession, they never would have found them. Right. This is what Detective Joe Dietz said. I crawled up on the investigator's back, and I looked through a knothole in a tree that was about 7 feet above the ground. And I put a flashlight in there, and there were a bunch of wood chips around. But I could see portions of black plastic garbage bags, and that's how we knew it was the tree.
Thanks for the deets.
So after the recovery effort, much to Hoffman's dismay, the tree was cut down, so he couldn't worship it anymore.
Oh, he's dismayed? Oh.
I'm assuming.
Oh.
It doesn't say anything about his reaction.
I know. I just feel like, poor guy.
No.
I know. That was sarcasm.
So here's a portion of his confession letter, which basically just tells you in greater detail what I already told you. I was getting ready to leave as I had been there approximately an hour, but someone pulled into the driveway. I was back in the bedrooms when she entered the house and was unable to exit without breaking a window and trying to jump out. I had brought my knife for a certain amount of intimidation in case I ran into someone and needed to make an escape. When she made her way back into the bedrooms, I confronted her and made her get on the bed, lying face down. I believe that we were in the bedroom. I had a blackjack. Do you know what a blackjack is?
Yeah, like a.
I should have looked.
It's like a police, like a baton. A baton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a blackjack. I was going to try to knock her out. I hit her a couple times in the head, but this would not knock her out. It was not doing the job, and I started panicking. The next thing that I knew, her friend came into the bedroom. I had no idea when she got there, what she was doing there, how she gained access. The other woman yelled at me, and there was now 2 to deal with, and I did not know what to do. I grabbed the knife that I had put down on the nightstand, and I stabbed the woman on the bed through her back twice. I chased the other woman down, Stephanie, and stabbed her a couple times in the chest. Instead of running out of the house, she had run into another bedroom. I believe this bedroom was for a girl due to the contents of the room. I then went back to the other bedroom where the first woman was located and stabbed her a couple more times. I could tell that both women were now dead. At this time, I was in a total state of shock. I wandered around the house slowly, coming to the realization of what I had done and how bad it was. During this time, I killed the dog because it would not stop barking. After a while, I came to the conclusion that I was going to dispose of the bodies and burn the house down. At first, I thought about loading the bodies into the vehicle, driving it into Foundation Park Pond. I would swim away as the vehicle sank, but I felt that it was too cold and I might not be able to make it out of the water. Looking after number one there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I decided to process the bodies. Oh, God, I can't believe he says process? The bodies.
Like,
yeah,
Isn't that what
dismember?
butchers say?
Yeah.
So that's a very scientific way of putting
It's
it.
disgusting. I decided to process the bodies and dispose of them inside of a tree that I knew was hollow. I took the bodies into the bathroom and began processing the bodies to dispose of them. I used garbage bags from within the house and placed the bodies inside. Now, I'm not sure why he says he used garbage bags from the house because we know the receipt said he bought some.
I'm going to assume you can't fit too much of a body in an average house garbage bag.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe
Let
he
alone
just
3.
probably needed bigger bags or a more hefty bag. You know,
Well,
hefty,
he doesn't
hefty.
mention.
And they were probably ripping and stuff.
He doesn't mention going to Walmart, but
Well, he did.
yeah, we know we have
In
him
his
on
one
camera.
shirt that he had on.
Yeah.
He didn't have any blood on him or anything?
I mean, I don't know.
Like nobody
They
at
didn't-
Walmart saw a guy wandering around with blood all over him buying tarps and
They
garbage
have
bags?
to have. Then when I don't know.
That's weird.
A mystery
Yeah,
to me.
yeah.
I mean, every source I looked at, nothing mentioned him going to Walmart, but that's how they caught him.
Does stabbing, like, does the stabber get a lot of
Well, if there
like,
was
blood
spatter
and
marks,
stuff?
then it had to have been messy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drag marks.
It
and
depends
spatter
on the
marks.
trajectory
True
Yeah, I guess.
blood evidence
in which
But it sounds like
enters
at
the
least
body.
that second woman, Stephanie was her name?
Yeah.
Put up a bit of a fight and is
Mhm.
running around, you
Mhm.
know, so I would imagine he had something on him.
I am not sure about
Yeah,
this.
well.
He says, once I finished processing the bodies, I moved the Jeep into the garage and loaded up the bodies. I still had a couple of bags to load into the Jeep when I heard the children come into the house. I confronted the children, and the girl instantly ran into a bedroom. I stabbed the boy in the chest a couple of times. I ran into the bedroom after the girl to make sure she was not on the phone for help. I saw that she was not on the phone, and I could not bring myself to kill her.
Oh, but killing everyone else he didn't have an
Yes.
issue with. Like,
Yeah, well, I'm sure he
I
had
think
other
the,
intentions.
Yeah,
and
probably
is not
the
wanting to admit that.
kidnap and sexual assault probably had something.
Right. Some people theorize that he had been watching the family for a
Yeah,
while.
that's what I was
and
kind
the
of getting at
abduction was the goal.
earlier. Like, you're already caught.
Yeah.
You killed these people. We know you killed these people. Why make up this story about, oh, I was just going to rob them?
Because criminals are dirtbags.
Or alternatively, like you said, and I always feel like you had mentioned earlier, some of these people say like, oh, I don't know what happened. I blacked out. You know, I didn't realize.
She was just in my house.
Like, is that a legitimate defense?
No.
Like, are there people that commit crimes like this and they legitimately don't realize they did it or don't remember they did it?
I mean, there's
'Cause I know
cases where people try to say they sleepwalk.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
sleepwalking.
I know there's
murders.
mental, conditions where I'm sure something like
I
that
don't
could
think
happen.
many
But
of them fly in court.
anytime I hear a story that's like, oh, I just woke up next to I had no idea what happened when I killed her. Like, no, this dude, like you said, he probably had his eyes on this girl.
Right.
He said he lived nearby.
Yeah. Less
Yeah,
than half a mile.
Yeah, he's camping out in the house. He waited till they were gone, which
He's
probably
camping
is
out in the
true.
woods, then being in the house for an hour.
Yeah, and then he waited in the house, got
Right.
what he wanted, and left.
Well, any defense attorney who's worth their weight is going to say don't use that
Yeah.
as your defense,
Yeah.
but they
Like,
still
dude,
do.
you did it.
try.
Why are you why lie about the particulars? It doesn't.
Right. You're caught
Yeah.
and you're not getting out.
Yeah.
So Hoffman ended up pleading guilty to 10 counts that included aggravated murder, burglary, kidnapping, abuse of a corpse, and rape. Sarah faced her kidnapper in court while he largely stayed silent in the proceedings. He was sentenced to life without parole at the Toledo Correctional Institute. The death penalty was not pursued at the request of the victims' families, interestingly.
I'm with that.
Really?
Let that guy fucking sit there.
I guess. But
I know
if
there's
I
two
was Sarah, I'd be scared he got out.
I could see that. I could also see that both ways, where it's like, do you kill the guy or like, I don't know. Actually, I might have jumped the gun on that. I don't know how I would feel.
I feel
about
like
that.
if there's a living victim still, well, partly I think they should get to say, like, if they feel safe.
Well, it sounds like
if they don't feel safe with him alive, death penalty.
Yeah, I could see it both ways, but so this guy's alive? Oh,
he's alive.
I didn't want to jump ahead.
Even before he had committed these crimes, though, he had a troubled past. He spent time in jail for arson when he burned down 10 townhouses and then turned himself in. And there was at least one domestic dispute where he choked an ex-girlfriend. He was a loner who spent a majority of his time isolated in the woods, where he developed a strange obsession with trees and leaves.
That's so weird. I've never heard of anything like that.
At the time of his crimes, he had recently been fired from his job as a tree trimmer.
Because he was fucking the trees and rubbing them on his junk.
A sexual attraction or affiliation to trees is known as dendrophilia.
Dendrophilia. Yeah, they caught him in the back shoving acorns up his pooper.
Oh, God.
They're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm saving up for winter.
Oh, my God.
That's why he has those squirrels in his
Yeah.
freezer. He was like, those are my acorns.
Those are my acorns. They tried to pull them out. They tried to scrabble them out of my tutor.
Scrabble them?
They tried to scrabble them out of my tutor.
How do you scrabble something out of a tutor?
Like their little claws, and he caught them
Scrabble
when he was camping. Yeah,
I don't think you scrabble anything.
you know what I mean. I don't think it's like their little claws. Scrabble.
Scrabble.
I don't know.
I was almost done.
I'm just trying to punch this
Before we
story
go
out
off the
because it's
rails-
really depressing, Aaron.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a
doozy.
morbid. Yes, a doozy, as they say.
While Hoffman remains incarcerated, Sarah's done several interviews and true crime shows talking about her survival. She co-authored a book about her kidnapping called The Girl in the Leaves that came out in 2012. And that is the story of the tree murders.
Holy moly!
It's called the tree murders.
Some people call him the leaf killer. Some people call it the tree murders.
I was going to ask about. Well, her name was Sarah.
Yes.
So this was in 2010. So that was 16 years ago. So she's how old? 29 now, something like that.
She's a mother.
I don't know that. That's an incredibly strong person right there. Because if something like that happened to me, I don't know that. I mean, we don't know how she is today, but I don't know that I would be able to continue to live a quote unquote normal life after. Like, how do you continue like that? That's crazy.
It's amazing that in court she testified against him and told him, I'm not scared of you.
I was just going to say, at the time she was 13 or maybe 14 by the time the court case happened.
Right.
That's a lot for a 14.
She actually called him Matthew, like she was like scolding him like his mom. She was like, I forget the exact quote, but she said something like, Matthew, it is appalling that you could do this to a family. Matthew.
Kudos to her, because having to go through not just the murder of a family friend, it sounds like her mother, her brother, then to be, how long was she in that guy's house?
4 days.
4 days. So who knows what happened during those 4 days?
Well, we know.
We know. Yeah, you know what I mean.
She wasn't playing video games.
Yeah, no,
or eating burgers.
And then to come out on the other side of that and be able to face that guy in court, probably less than a year later, I would imagine. That takes a big person to do that.
Cheers, Sarah, if you're listening.
Cheers, Sarah.
When I watched the true crime episode, which I can't even remember what show it was, I remember them saying something about his girlfriend helping him get caught, and I couldn't find it in any of the text references that I was looking up. But in the episode, they had said before he would confess, they went to his current girlfriend, and they were like,
He had a girlfriend?
Apparently. Do you have any idea where he might have taken these bodies? And the girlfriend knew the tree. She alerted them. She's like, he has this favorite tree. Yeah. He would take her.
Tree.
He would take her on dates and like picnic around there.
Oh, I thought you meant take the tree on dates.
I mean, probably.
It's a she?
Probably.
A threesome with her.
Ew.
Oh, this is my favorite knot.
Save those acorns for later.
Save that. Scrabble them out of my tutor.
Scrabble them.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Where did you come across that? You said you've heard of it.
I mean, I've heard this several times over.
That's neat.
Where
do you guys find
on
this?
shows and on podcasts?
Where do you guys find these?
We watch a lot of true crime content.
So you knew, was there anything in that you, Beth, did not know? Or did you? Because
you didn't know that he killed a dog.
I probably did at one point.
And the dog as well. Let's not forget about that.
I didn't remember, at least, about the tree. I don't think.
That's where he put them?
Yeah.
But you remembered that he had leaves all
that's so weird.
stapled to his walls?
And there's pictures of all this stuff?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to go look at it like right after this.
As soon as you said Tina and Dairy Queen, I was like, yep, I know what this one is.
It's really hard to stump us, Ken.
I know. But I'll be like, hey, because I have aspirations to maybe do an episode here soon, and I'm trying to find a case that you guys don't know about.
You won't.
But every time I don't know, I mentioned one to Beth upstairs. I'll mention to you after we wrap up here.
Pig farmer, heard it.
No, every time I mention something, you guys are like, yeah, and then you have all the details. Like, how do these things not blend together for you guys? Where it's
because it's an interest of ours, so we've been consuming this content
now,
for years.
This story certainly won't blend with any others.
No.
Because I don't think there's too many tree fuckers out there.
Right. Who knows, though? Dark web, there might be a club.
The tree fucking killer.
That's our episode title? I don't know.
And I knew it's probably going to be a shorter episode, but it was such an interesting case, and the fact that it was an Ohio case, I really wanted to cover it.
I think it's cool to have kind of some shorter episodes, some longer episodes, and I don't think we need to belabor the point on some of these. But something like this, I feel like the story is definitely worth telling, so I'm glad you brought it to us.
Are you really, though? Are you really glad?
I'm not. I'm not glad, but it's honestly though, at this Sarah woman,
I was just gonna bring her up.
Like inspirational in a weird way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if she can overcome something like that and have children and have a family of her own, then
well, it's rare that we get a case where there is a survivor.
That's when you said that she was alive in the house. I think I made an audible like what? Like are you what? Like there's someone survived? And it all because of that receipt, too. He left.
Apparently, but I can't figure that logistics out. When he left.
He just dropped the receipt in the garage.
I mean, he was panicking. He said
Probably,
that.
Yeah.
But now you raising the issue of him like having blood on him, how did he go to the store?
I don't know. This was like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Was like the kids coming home from school or something, probably. And that girl, what a raw deal for that friend, too. She was like, yeah, I'll come help you pack.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Also, take this case as kind of a learning experience in that if you're ever being chased through your home by a killer, don't go into a bedroom.
Right. Everybody knows that.
You said that the two of them had the daughter. I don't want to blame. It's not their fault.
No.
But maybe in the moment you're probably not.
They just hadn't watched enough true crime.
You're not thinking.
Right. Don't ever get in the car with someone that is trying to take you somewhere else.
Yeah. Don't go to a second location ever.
Nope.
When someone is shooting at you, run
zigzag.
Yep.
Is that
These are the things we learn.
It does because the bullet just goes straight and they don't know which way to get you.
We can give you some tips, Ken, because we've been learning
Guys,
about this
bullets go real fast.
They say that's why women are really into true crime because it like gives us tips to stay alive.
Our lives are in danger every moment of every day.
Coalescing all the experience of all this and just gaining knowledge.
What are we doing a podcast with a guy for?
Eat shit. You know what? Eat shit.
That's the wrong response.
Hey, I might be in the wrong here, but I feel like zigzagging's not going to make a difference if you're getting shot.
Like
maybe if you're getting sniped at or from 1,000 meters.
You don't just run straight, man.
If someone's shooting at me, I'm fucking booking it. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
This is why guys die.
Probably
more often.
I guess. Is that true?
I think so. Well, that's what they say whenever they show some stupid thing with like something dumb that a guy did.
Yeah, it's always the guys that are fucking doing dumb shit. Well, thanks, Aaron. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna take all of that advice. I'm gonna zigzag. I'm gonna bob and weave right out the front door. I'm not going into a bedroom.
Gonna save some acorns for next winter.
I am gonna squirrel those nuts away. Gonna be nuts to butts.
Oh God.
All fall.
And if I ever come over your house and find some red popsicles and 2 dead squirrels, I am out of here.
What a weird
gentleman, right?
Weird gentleman.
He's not even a gentleman.
No.
He's a monster.
Yes.
And he's still alive. He's still incarcerated, so.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Thanks for listening to this messed up story. Good job, Sarah.
Good job, Sarah.
Good job, Sarah. I feel like I had to say it too.
Bye.
So, you know how Aaron and I have that list of things that we think are funny that we started in 1994. I don't know if you heard of it before, but if you have, I have something to share with you from it. 2546.
Do it.
So at one time, Aaron and I worked together at Value World that was on, what is it, Brook Park?
Yep.
In Brooklyn.
Yep.
And
you renamed it
Ass World.
Ass World.
There's so many stories. There's so many stories we can tell about this place. But
so many.
This one that I just found was another one of the best jokes that I've ever done. If I do say so myself. So at the time, we were just always trying to find a way to make work just like
bearable.
Bearable, yeah. And we worked with a bunch of really weird people, and our boss was named Cedric. And for some reason, we thought it would be funny.
We were always pulling pranks. That's why.
To tell Aaron's mom, to play a joke on Aaron's mom. So what we did was we sucked on each other's arms.
We gave each other hickeys on our arms.
And then we went and told her mom that at work, Cedric carries around a paddle ball, like one of those paddles with the ball on a string, and that if he sees us messing around, he will hit us with it.
With the ball.
And we said, yeah, we were really getting into trouble the other day. And we showed her our arms, and she was like, girls!
She wanted to call the police on him.
It was terrible.
And then we had to admit, no, we just gave each other hickeys on our arms. Ha!
Who would carry a paddle ball around
and smack people with the ball when they're being bad?
I can actually picture him doing that. Oddly. All right, bye.
What the fuck, guys? This has been Got the Morbs, an oddcast. If you enjoy hearing us talk about spooky, weird, gross stuff in a wildly inappropriate manner, please rate, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you use for podcasts. These things don't take much time to do, and they can really help us gain visibility and grow the show. You can also follow us on Instagram at Got the Morbs Oddcast, or over on Facebook at Got the Morbs and Oddcast. Oh, and we also accept topic suggestions and love letters at gotthemorbsoddcast@gmail.com. Thanks, Morbies.